Just did the texturing for the last part if you want to check that out. Next, we're going to do the modeling of the environment. It'll be pretty easy to do. And then I might do some gobos. So definitely check that out. So first, what we want to do is go to add, go to mesh, go to plane, press S to scale. So this this headphone will be the main part of it. And let's just put in solid views. So that's good. Have to add is the camera, right? So we don't have a camera. So add camera. And so if I go to a window that I have, we're already in 3D view. So if we click on this camera symbol, now this is what the camera will see. And so let's get the headphones in view. And the focal length is the most important part because it will determine kind of like how the camera will view the stuff. And for product animation and all that, I kind of increase it pretty high up. And so it's like up to 190. You just bring the camera back, and that will just kind of make it more appealing if, in simple terms. What I want to do is we go to add. I want to add a platform on the bottom of the headphone. So let's scale it up, SZ. And since you see all these like bumps right here, I like to, let's get it out of the way. I like going to object, and we want to smooth it out. So shade auto smooth. So basically just smooths it out. I just do auto smooth, and we can just kind of place under. We can move the headphones up on the Z axis. We want to put it right under, and the camera helps because what's going to be shown in the camera is all we need to worry about. So we don't need to worry about what's around it. And so what I like to do is I have the object selected, go to modifier, go to bevel. And so this will smooth out the edges kind of. So if we were to add some segments, it'll smooth it out. And I like to go 0.01 for bevel. And you can just go ahead and kind of change that. So we go to face, which selects the face of the object. And if I press E to extrude, and if I press Z to go up, maybe you could just like adjust it right here, add some more edges to smooth it out a little bit. And right now I'm gonna add, eventually we're gonna add some glowing lights here. So you can just customize it. You press I to like bring it in. So it's like a little shortcut. So I'm pressing I, see right here, pressing I, and then these areas right here will be glowing. But first let's focus on the modeling. So right now we have like a blank background here, and we want to add like a photo shoot background. So it looks like someone's taking a picture, you know, in real life. But click on the plane, press tab, click on edge, right here, press E, extrude, and then press Z to go up. Let's see, is it up? Okay. Just keep going up until the camera can't see. And if you can't see the background of this, you want to click on the camera. Click on the camera icon, and this will kind of be like how far the camera will be. So the shorter it is, you know, it won't show the headphones. But as long as we can see the back, then we're good. And then the clip start is how like close up the object, like it could like show the inside of the shape or not. I just do 0.01. It's kind of the same concept, like the closest thing is the same thing for the farthest thing. So just do 0.01, just a rule of thumb. And also for the viewport, it's the same thing too. We'll do like 3000. And then one thing that's really crucial is click here on the edge. Click on edge right here. Make sure he's clicked out when you want to click on the edge. And right now we saw the bevel. Well, check this out. You do that, and if you scroll up, you can basically add more lines, and this will smooth it out. And if I go back to tab, we go to object like we did the other model. We do auto smooth. So this will smooth it out. So this is kind of like a nice photo shoot background. We have the headphones. We want to animate it later. But what I like to do is just add some like minimalistic shapes. So what I'll do is like add a cube. Let's increase the scale. We'll bring that up. Bring it in the back somewhere. Maybe decrease the size. and you can adjust the shape on your own the way you like to do. But what I want to do is not have sharp edges in our environment. So what I want to do is go bevel, which is an awesome tool. I love it. Remember, do 0.01 for these kind of bevels. It just makes it look better for me. But also, we can also smooth it out more if we want to adjust it. So typically I do 0.01, but for special shapes like these, you can go ahead and have some fun with it. And right now we have that shape right there. Maybe we could decrease the size. And what you can do to create multiple versions instead of copy paste, you can go to modifier right here. Oh, go to modifier, go add, generate array. So now array just adds more versions of it, and it's non-destructive, so it doesn't destroy the model. So this is where the window will be. You can turn off the modifier, turn on the array modifier, turn it on, and go ahead. You're free to do whatever you want. Maybe you could just move it in like that, and then you could add another array modifier. And make that 0. Let's go ahead, just have some fun here. Make that 0. Okay. Make sure it doesn't clip through the ground. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Blender Kit modifier. So go to Edit, Preference, type in Blender Kit. You'll get Blender Kit online asset library. So it's just a bunch of like free assets you can grab from this like library that's provided. You have to like, there's one part you can like pay for more objects, but there's enough free ones where I don't pay for anything. I just get the free ones. But what I want to do is add some fruits or like some kind of food stuff in here. So I'm gonna do some lemons. I just exported the lemon here, so I'm just scaling it up. So it will be in the background, and we're going to bring that up there. I think for me, maybe I'll decrease the maybe you can kind of adjust that there. And we can use the array modifier to make it easier for us. And we could just kind of stack it a little bit. And now we have the lemons. And if we go into material mode, it comes with its own materials. So if I click on this, it has all these nodes. Don't be overwhelmed. The only thing you got to worry about is the base color, which is where determines the color. So the factor kind of like is between like two kind of textures. So if I do this, it'll be like you can kind of adjust it based on like what kind of textures it has. That's what the node does. But one other one I like to do is the roughness. I usually like to take this off, and so you can like adjust the roughness on your own. So just don't worry about the other stuff as long as you have the base color and the roughness. You're good to go. And then the color, we're gonna make this like a green color, and the background will be green as well. And one other thing we can talk about is assigning materials. So if I go to material here, click on that, go to material down here, click on plus, so you make another material in the object. So if I click on tab while I'm clicking on the object, now you can see all like the vertices and faces that make it. And we want to make specific spots light up and make the emission. So an emission will make a glow. So what I'm doing is clicking on Alt and make sure you have space as well. So click on Alt, Shift, Alt. So we keep the other one selected, and you have both of them selected. This will select like the whole like shape. If you click on Alt, click on Assign. So now this will be assigned by that. And what we want to do is make a glow. So once we have the material selected, let's type in glow, and then this will be platform. So we get to glow, and how to make a glow is this is emission, so it's what helps it glow up. So if you see it's like changing color, we're not in the viewport, the cycles viewport, but let's say we will make it blue. And if we were to, we have no lighting right now, so you can see it glow. So you see it's like glowing like that. But that's what makes stuff glow. So if you want to make like the lemon glow, you want to make, maybe you want to change the headphone textures, you want to make glow, then that's definitely a good thing to have. And I want to make it really simple because other headphones will have other fruits. I think like I'm gonna add like a banana or a fruit in the scene. So what we're gonna do is we have this right here. You can also like maybe play around. I'm gonna just kind of adjust to what I want. So let me get rid of the array modifier. I want to add a little cool adjustment, maybe bring up close. And right now I'm gonna get rid of this light. I'm gonna add an area light. And this light will be covering the whole thing on top, so it evenly lights the whole scene. So go right here, let me bring that up. We go to light, get area light, and this will expand the square. So I do that. We got here. Okay, well we can just go to essence scale. We don't want to make it too bright. And let's see here. I think that's good for what it is. And one other thing I like to do is to add a gobo. So this will add shadows to your scene. And all you gotta do is go online. I can show you right now. If we were to go online, I type in gobo's tree. You just type in whatever you like. It's like a patterns and choose what kind of patterns you like. I did trees, but you can choose other stuff. But I'm gonna do this one. So right now we have it as an image. Find the image or gobo. Next, you want to add color to color. Now decrease the spread. If you decrease the spread, bring it down to 1. Now there'll be shadows and all that, and then you can just like adjust you kind of try to play around, and then you could also adjust the spread. Maybe basically it determines how sharp the gobo will be, and you can just bring this up like that. So it adds like more dynamic look to it, and then you can kind of just adjust the spread. I like to add another one on top. Click P to separate it, or you can go to object relation, make single user, object data and materials. So that'll separate it, but I had P as a shortcut. So I did P as shortcut. I'm gonna get rid of the gobo. So this will add a bit more, a bit more. It'll add the gobo, but then it'll still be lit on top. And then it's kind of up to you how do you want to light it up. We can add the backlight and the spotlight. So here's some area lights we can add in the back of it. So let's increase the size or just scale it up like that. And I like to add about like 3 or 2. Let's do 500. Let's see how bright we can make it. And this will make the back of the headphones look less like flat, and they can add some more variety. And make sure you change the colors of your scene. You could play around with different colors. And another thing that's really nice, if you go to shading, light linking, click on new. So what this does is it lets the light have more control. So you can choose what will be lit by light. So we have the headphones here. We have the light here. So what is headphones 1? So click on the light, grab the headphone 1 that we made, drag down to drag down to the light linking. And now if we get rid of, let's say we get rid of these two. Now you can see here, if we didn't have that, if you were to get rid of that, it would light up this. But now that we did that, it will only light up the headphone. So it's really nice to just have more freedom. And right now we can just have fun. Maybe we can make 900, and it adds a really cool like apple glow to it. And right now we can add some other versions of it, and let's add some area light here. Maybe it's a little bit too bright. One thing I like to do is add a third light just to emphasize that backlight, and then we can rotate it a little bit. And at that point, it's just like adjusting it to exposure. But so we had the backlight, but we also want to add some side lights. Duplicate this, press P to separate it. Let's just do object animation. And then we just kind of adjust it. I'm going to take off the light linking part. So this will also impact the scene around it, which is good. We want to add add more impact to the environment as well. And maybe you could add, maybe make it blue. I think maybe the green is too strong. What we have, let's make it darker. Decrease saturation, because decreasing saturation is always nice to have. I also have some like tutorials if you guys want to check out on my channel. Let's continue on to the video. If you want, let's see. Oh, we have the area light on top. That's good. We have the gobo or caustics, kind of the same thing. And you can maybe adjust saturation of these guys just by a bit. And also one thing that's nice, we can duplicate this, press P to make its own thing. We'll make it a point, so this will be like a soft light around the scene. But I want to make the lemons show up more. Oh, and also this one's connected to this, so we gotta take off the light linking, otherwise it won't show anything. I might just make this a different color, just so like the greens don't stand out too much. Might reduce the roughness, so make it less rough. And let's see, maybe that green could be darker. At this point, it's just kind of like doing your own thing and kind of doing what you want. And see, let's select all these. Let's select M. I have a lighting collection. So if we were to take this out, now it would just be that. And we can see what's making this bright like that. We can turn them off. Okay, so it's this one. We could also rotate it. We want to do. We just reduce the light of that. And then at this point, we can change the exposure of that. What we can do here is press tab, bring that, and then let's try to. Okay, I kind of like the it's like black, kind of the end off of it. The lemons are good. This might be a little too bright. And oh, I forgot to mention if there's supposed to be another light here, but this is going to be weaker than the left light. So it creates some contrast. So I like to do just half of that. And maybe let's get rid of these or hide them. Let's hide that, hide that. Let's see. What's making it really bright? What's the issue here? It might be just be the, oh yeah, actually let's decrease this one. It might just be the top lights, might be too bright. Okay, let's make it 5,000. You could decrease that a little bit, 7,000. All right, so now it's a little better. Okay, I think maybe just not too bright. Backlight, okay, that's a little bit too bright. Yeah, it just helps to just do one by one. Okay, that's fine. Decrease that. Oh, it's not even on. Okay, that's fine. As long as it doesn't look flat. Get the color. And finally, do these guys. As long as that one's in view, we don't want to make the other lights take over. Okay, that one's too bright. Just change the exposure easily. And for what we have, like we want to make a simple, like basic product animation. I think that's good for what we have for the first shot. because then you can just go ahead if you don't like how bright it is. You can then just adjust the, if you go to right here, you can adjust like the brightness, but I usually just keep it here. You can maybe adjust a little bit, get blue, and maybe this one's too bright. You could just reduce it because we don't want the other colors to stand out too much. But I think that's it for the green one. Pretty simple lighting, as long as you have the area light and you have the 3-point lighting, 1, 2, and then you sometimes will have the area light to emphasize the back. Usually it could be 3 points, but I like to do 3 other ones. And make sure you use a light linking part because that could be really helpful. But that's it for the first shot of the lemons. And next we'll do the second shot will be the red headphones with the apples. And if you guys are interested, I also have like a lighting product setup in my Gumroad, and also I have some tutorials available too. So if you wanted to check that out, definitely give it a look. I hope you guys had a good one, and then I'll see you guys in the next lesson.